The Confederation of African Football is holding a two-day symposium in Morocco to deliberate what it calls a historic moment for African football. Delegates from all the 55 member federations, coaches, retired players, as well as top football officials from FIFA are in the Moroccan city of Rabat to discuss, among other issues, the future of African Cup of Nations, including its format and timing. CAF President Ahmad had promised a radical review of the African football when he took over CAF presidency in March. The delegates will vote on crucial reform packages that could change the course of African football. Let's get you more on that story. I'm joined live from Rabat in Morocco by CGTN Celestine Caronet. Celeste, some radical format and timing proposals there. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, the changes here being proposed for the Africa Cup of Nations, CAF's flagship competition, are on a number of fronts. First, there is discussion whether to increase the teams from 16 to 24. Now, we are told from the working group that just ended a few minutes ago that this received a lot of support among the members who are discussing. Today's sessions were closed the door so that there could be free discussion, and then tomorrow we will then be told, of course, officially what decisions have been supported or declined by these groups. So the 24 team, increasing to the 24 team, has really received a lot of support, and this would mean at least almost half of CAF's members will be competing in that competition. Another discussion around the Cup of Nations is the timing of the Cup of Nations. June, or do we retain January? Now, we spoke to Abedi Pele, a former African great, and he says that it is important for Africa to allow its foreign-based players to compete in the Cup of Nations. Remember, in January, there was a huge club versus country row in Cameroon, which saw at least around 70 top players from that country missing the Cup of Nations because they chose to be on club duty. Because in January, this is a time that is very crucial for many European clubs when it comes to chasing league titles. So this is a discussion that seems to also have received the support that it should move to the June window. There is also the discussion about the frequency, 2 years or every 4 years. Now, every 2 years, it seems, is receiving a lot of support to retain it in that format, because they say that African teams don't get a lot of matches to play, a lot of high-quality matches to play, which is offered by the qualifiers that come every other year when we retain this, when the continent rather retains this 2-year format. Now, there's also a discussion around, once a team has been granted the Cup of Nations, they must meet the set deadlines by CAF in being ready for the competition, because there was a lot of disappointment early this year when the Cup of Nations in Gabon, there were 2 stadiums, the pitches were almost unplayable, and even some teams complained that it did lead to injuries among their team. And so there is a suggestion by this working group that CAF must really be very, very strict on those set timelines, and should a country not meet these timelines, then they deserve to be kicked out, of course, as a host, and another country being given. So this is really radical changes, as you put it, and tomorrow we'll then know which ones have been officially adopted before they are taken over, of course, to the Extraordinary General Assembly.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Celestine Caronet, live for us in Rabat. Thank you.